I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello! Welcome, AfterBuzzers. Tonight we're breaking down Nancy Drew, episode 14. I'm your host, Chelsie Overocker, and I have a full panel tonight. To my far left, I have Samantha Montgomery. Hey. I mean, Samantha Jacobs. I totally switched your last name.
She could be.
You're just switching.
We're sisters.
See what happens when you take 3 weeks off? Samantha Jacobs. I'm sorry,
It's
Samantha.
all good.
But I have Kay Montgomery next to me. Yes! Oh my gosh. And then Samantha here is just a lover of the books for Nancy Drew.
Yes, I am.
And then Kay just loves an old-fashioned mystery.
To love a mystery.
She loves a mystery. And you're loving this one right now?
Oh man, this episode was so good, you guys.
Yeah, it was good.
I texted Samantha like, wait till you watch it.
You did.
We did. And then if you're in the live chat, hello, Samantha here is running it. So if you're in, say hi. And then if you're an Apple Podcast listener, if you want to join in, go to AfterBuzzTV.com, select Nancy Drew, and then join in all the fun. This episode, as we mentioned, was good. It was probably one of my favorites. We're going to be breaking it down. We find out who poisoned Tiffany, and it was Josh. Were you guys surprised? And then Nancy confronts Josh about Tiffany, and things get intense between them. And do we have another mystery on our case between them? Who knows? And finally, Laura and Ace, they do go their separate ways, but Ace might have a new love interest, and are we liking them together? We'll discuss that. And our special segment of Whodunit. And with news and gossip with Kay, we are be talking about stunts. So you're going to want to stick around for that. And then lastly, we have our predictions. But before we get into tonight's episode, what was your overall thoughts?
So good.
Yes.
I'm so in this. I'm so glad we took a little break, had a breather.
Yes.
This was a great episode.
It was.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying. It was the most satisfying episode the entire season.
And I don't know if it's because we finally got answers with more questions.
Yes.
Or if it was just, I don't know, the way it was kind of laid out. The plot, how it kind of wrapped around things. I don't know.
I think, like what you said, we finally got answers. Things are starting to wrap up a little bit. I was really excited with Tiffany and how she's connected with Lucy and kind of what's going on with them, too. But, yeah, overall, I love this episode. So let's get into it. All right. So we know that Tiffany has been poisoned, but they're trying to put it together, and we finally get that unraveled tonight. I know Samantha's, like, jumping out of her seat.
like
She's
shaking.
just so excited. But let's start from the beginning. Were you guys shocked that Lucy's mom was at the claw working? Like, that came out of nowhere.
It did. I was shocked. I was confused at first because, I don't really know why. I mean, she got out of the mental place, obviously, in the institution, and then now she's just living normal. They're pretending. Everyone wants her to pretend that things are normal. I don't know.
Well, they were going to put her in another house, another home, but I guess she had just kind of escaped momentarily, and then that's why they were looking, for the son to come and get her and stuff. So they're going to put her back in a home. She just escaped for a minute. They said they were taking the people somewhere in a bus, and then she hopped off and escaped.
And now she's at the claw, and everyone's like, okay, we'll just go with it.
Yeah, it was weird.
But Nancy puts together this vision board between Tiffany and Lucy.
Well, she got it a beautiful mind.
Yeah.
Board, which I thought was hilarious. It totally was.
All right, Nancy. And then Lucy's mom takes a look at the board, and she says something to Nancy. Someone caught her in the water, and that's where she'll always be. I was like, what does that mean? That's interesting. And all of a sudden, all the papers fall off the board. Water starts dripping down. We see these handprints. And then Nancy puts it together. Okay, Lucy's death led to Tiffany's death. And then she just runs out, and then the Drew crew are now on this case of trying to figure out what's going on with Tiffany. So with Ace and Nancy, they're at the police station, and they figure out that Tiffany has been hiding her GPS. So she'd be leaving her phone somewhere, and that's where they would track her at, but then she would be walking to her destinations. And the one that was really interesting was she was 3 hours at a hair salon, but really she went to the library. So when they go to the library, they find out that Ryan and Lucy have been writing each other love letters. And I knew the love letter that Ryan wrote by calling her these terrible names, and then they want to meet up. I was like, I don't know if this sounds like Ryan. Did you guys were suspicious of that too? Or you're like, no, that sounds like Ryan. Kate's like, that's Ryan for you.
The whole time I was like, it's Ryan the killer. And then
they were Ryan the killer.
I can't forgive you for what you did. You're a whore just like everybody says.
Yes.
I hope you die.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if I immediately thought, that's not Ryan. I thought, like, wow, that's pretty vicious. Maybe somebody hacked it. But then I thought, he was a teenage boy. Man, that sounds...
you say things like that.
Yeah, it's pretty believable, especially if Lucy cheated on him with his dad.
What? Wait, where did that come from?
I feel like, you guys, there was just so much anger there, but I don't think that I think Ryan's dad raped Lucy. I think he like low-key assaulted her, and then Ryan saw it, and then he was like, she's a whore, and she was like, no, but it wasn't what you thought. And then that's why the mom also and the dad both were like, in on trying to bring Lucy's demise and didn't think that the son was good enough. I feel like there's something else there.
Huh, Whoa, that's deep, Kay.
I feel like it.
I like it.
I like it too. I definitely, with horror, you know that Lucy was in a relationship or involved with somebody else, but then we learned that it wasn't really Ryan's words. So later on, but no, that's a good theory.
When did we learn it wasn't Ryan's words?
Because he said that it wasn't his words.
It wasn't his words.
Please, he always saying something.
We'll get in that a little bit later because
Can't trust him.
Well, I don't know if that was Ryan, but then
Trust him.
I felt like he really did love her, though, as much as I hate him. I feel like he did love her.
Right,
he
which
did
is
love her
why
too.
he got so mad, because he really did love her, which is why he was like, "You a whore, I hope you die," because you're not ambivalent about somebody you really didn't care about. If he really didn't like her, then whatever she would have done, you'd be like, she cheated on me or whatever. Who cares? But since he really did love her, then he went extra hard.
Who else could she have hooked up with?
Well, I was thinking, how old is Owen again? Is he
27?
Oh, okay. He was okay. So how old is Ryan?
I know.
Ryan
How old is
guys.
Ryan?
Ryan is really old, because this was. I was like pausing my TV to like read the like text messages and whatever. This was in like 2000, right?
1999 through 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like,
yeah, Owen would have been way too young. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe it was some type of Marvin or something that would make more sense if Lucy was with, but no, Owen would have been.
Is Nancy's dad
Too
old?
No, you're
he's
not.
He's not
She
aging.
was sleeping
He's
with
not
her
aging.
counselor's husband.
Because Karen.
That's fact.
Karen and Lucy are best friends, and Karen has a relationship with Carson.
Yeah. And Carson is not aging. We all know that. So he probably was hot 20 years ago, girl.
Probably.
Well, then they start doing a role play. Because then they figure out, okay, so what exactly happened to Tiffany? Why is she hiding her places where she's at? So then later on, they're at the claw, which I thought was really great because we got to see scenes of the first episode, and we really got to play it. That I loved how they did that. So they put it together that someone else was in the kitchen between the time that they took away Ryan's salad and then it got to Tiffany, and it clicked with Ace thinking, oh gosh, the salad that you guys took away from Ryan, I gave that to Tiffany because I thought that was a salad she ordered. So, drum roll, the poison was never meant for Ryan, never meant for Lucy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, never meant for Tiffany. So many names on my mind. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was meant for Ryan the whole entire time. And
That
then
was so
that was
Yeah, that was a good one. And he was so clueless, you guys. He was like, what? Somebody wants to kill me.
No, and everyone was like, everyone knew about him.
Yeah, everybody knew.
yeah.
And that's why he was going to die.
And then we figured out that you know, when Nancy is confronting Ryan about why'd you call her a whore and all of this stuff, Lucy is behind Nancy the whole time, and then she comes up and she scares Ryan. So she's backing Nancy up. So I do agree with you, Kay. Ryan isn't completely innocent because Lucy is still upset with him about something. But Lucy was there that night that Tiffany died because on the phone, Nancy's trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why did they want to poison Ryan? Like, how did they know how to poison him? So they find out, okay, someone was outside. And I like how on the phone you see Lucy bend down, like, hey, bend down. And then Nancy did, and you can hear inside the claw. Now, what's interesting is we find out it was Josh, Lucy's older brother, that poisoned Ryan. And I don't know. What do you think the relationship is between Lucy and Josh? Because if Lucy and Josh had such a great relationship, I don't know if she would have pointed Nancy into ratting out her brother. Because if it was true, where Josh was really just trying to protect Lucy of Ryan, I don't think Lucy would have given Nancy that clue on trying to help her solve Tiffany's murder. That's the only part where I'm like, I don't know if...
That's a good point.
I don't know necessarily if Ryan wanted to really hurt Lucy. And when they're in the claw, you know, with the GPS, she figures out, okay, where did Ryan and Lucy want to meet? And that puts to the garage where Nick works and that Josh owns. And it was that computer that they had set up because Nancy turns and says, oh, you guys use this computer? He's like, oh, yeah, Lucy and I use it all the time at school. I got the impression that it was Josh who sent Lucy the message about calling her whore. So that was the part where I don't know if it was Ryan that did it.
Yeah, I felt the same. I felt that either Josh was pretending to be somebody, and then I don't know if he was trying to set up Ryan, so then that way he was able to kill Ryan for like all the hate, or if he was trying to protect Lucy by pretending to be Ryan.
Yeah, because he did say, you know, she was crying and she was so upset, and that might have been like, you know, the hard line. Like, if I send this email, then she'll be like, okay, well, forget it. Then I guess it's over. You know, that's the nail in the coffin type of deal. Yeah. Well, poor little unassuming brother.
I mean, Ryan, I feel like Ryan saw her get killed or attacked or something and just let it ride. And I think that's why Lucy's mad at him, because you didn't, for how much you loved me, you didn't try to protect me. And you never would have ever, type of thing.
What do you guys think of the relationship between Lucy and Josh?
I don't know.
Back in the day, do you think they had a close relationship back in 1999, 2000?
Let's say.
I still think Lucy was really adamant about Nancy figuring out that it was her brother that killed Tiffany.
Maybe she just thinks like it's wrong all around. Like,
maybe something weird happened because Patrice said that, did you know about the history of our family, to Nick?
Yeah, she did.
So I wonder if something sketch happened between Josh and
to Nick,
and
I
Lucy.
was like, Nick, why don't you fish for more information, bro? He was like, no, I don't know a thing. I was
and
like,
he's like looking at her like,
so
she's
quiet.
crazy.
We're like, come on, Nick.
He could have been like, tell me more. Yeah, he did tell me about that big secret. You want to tell me your side? I was like, if somebody doesn't dig into Patrice's brain, she has something in there. We just have to figure out how to get it out.
And went to like, because it's just one moment she'll go into like this happy moment, like the Cleavers almost, like, hello, everything's so great. And then suddenly she just switches and she just gets all like, this is what's happening with Lucy. And so you just have to hear it at a right moment. But I don't know. I don't think Lucy and her mom had a good relationship.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think so with the mom.
And I think Josh might have had something, I don't know, to do with it, or he was trying to protect Lucy or what. But there's still a lot between that family that I think is going to, hopefully, we'll figure out soon. But still,
do you think he could be jealous of something? Josh?
Maybe he was jealous of the relationship between Ryan and Lucy, but that wouldn't make any sense unless he thought that Ryan was taking Lucy away from the family.
Oh, maybe.
And then Shadia Hudson.
I mean, she was married. She was dating a rich, fancy guy, and maybe he's a little mechanic dude, and he was getting left behind or whatever. But I will say this: I don't agree with poisoning people.
No,
but I understand.
Oh,
but it was the wrong person.
I understand. He's trying to avenge his sister's death. So I don't agree with it. But if I thought somebody murdered my sister, I might plan my whole life around poisoning them. So I just don't. I don't agree, but I don't
disagree.
I don't disagree. When it came out that he like poisoned and he meant to poison Ryan, I was kind of like, meh, I could see that. Avenging your sister's death, okay, I'll let it pass. But you killed somebody innocent. So the thing is, where did he get that poison? I have my suspicions.
Oh.
What is it?
Your favorite hot guy on the scene.
Oh, wait.
I think Owen Martin has access, and he has resources.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there that night. Remember they left that seat open
That's
for
what
him?
I was going to bring up.
I think that he got some access to, what is it called? White Baneberry. And I think that he was able to give that to Josh.
So you think that's the reason why Owen was not at that meeting, because he was went to go get the poison to help Josh to kill Ryan.
Well, I don't know when he got the poison, but I think he was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be there for that. I don't know like how it, like the time had pieced up, you know, because someone said like it wasn't a crime, it was a crime of opportunity, you know. He pulled up and he saw, and I was like, there's no way it's a crime of opportunity. You riding around with Baneberry poison in your car every day, like one day I'm gonna see that guy and sprinkle something in his meal. Like no. Like
No.
I feel like Josh had planned that out a little bit and knew what was going down. Maybe Owen tipped him off and said, hey, they're gonna be at the restaurant.
Yes, exactly.
Your best bet is to try and get in and to you know, poison the food because they only got 2 people that work there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably ganged with Owen, and then Owen pretended he was going to be there so they would literally show up, and then he recommended the claw because of George. Like there's so many
A lot of
things.
distractions.
Yeah. And like even if they're closing, even though there's a parade, George would still open her door for him.
That's true.
Like there's so many parts.
Yeah, I still thought it was interesting that they decided to host the meeting at the Claw.
Yeah. I just want to go on record for saying I never trusted Owen. That's all.
But he's so cute.
I know, but he's so good looking.
He's still hot? Okay.
I just want to eat his salads.
I do like him. But another thing I like is here at AfterBuzz. Kay, do you have a message for us?
Yes, we're so excited that you guys have joined us today. We just want to say how grateful we are for you guys being super fans. We just want to remind you that if you're watching us on YouTube, to comment and give us a thumbs up. If you're listening to us via podcast, then go in and give us 5-star rating and make comments and say how fabulous we are. We would love, love, love it. And then we want to give a special shout out to Keven and Maria, who are the creators of our network, for supporting us and helping us, having us here so that we can bring CW's Nancy Drew to you.
Thank you, Kay. So, Nancy confronts Josh after she figures out that he's the one that poisoned Tiffany. And she goes into the garage. Things get intense between them. And they get fighting, and then there's this electric spark thing on the ground. Of course, water spills. And then Josh gets somehow caught in this metal rod thing, and he pretty much gets electrocuted and burned. Now, here's our questioning. Do you guys think he's alive or dead?
I say he's alive because there's a tiny moment at the end of his electrocution where usually they like jiggle and stop in most horror movies. He moved his head a little.
Ooh,
like it was a jiggle stop,
that.
and then he kind of like did a head thing, and I was like, maybe he's still alive.
How did he get down? He was on a hook.
I don't know.
I think someone helped him.
Yeah,
then.
maybe.
The mom.
She probably was like, honey.
Oh
You're
my
right.
God.
Because we never really saw what happened
That's
to
true.
her. She was hanging out with Nick.
And that was it.
And that was it. And then Nick went back to the Claw, but we never figure out what the mom wasn't at the garage, but yeah, she's probably.
Wow. I 100% thought he was dead, but Samantha, you have convinced me that he is alive.
I thought he was dead. I'm
Wow.
thinking, okay, we have a new mystery on our hands. Who took Josh's body?
I mean, or he could be dead and the mom was weird and took the body.
Yeah,
Or
she's
somebody
weird all
That
took
would
the
not
body.
surprise me.
The body is
And
somewhere.
then, that would be good though if he is dead, because then we get a Josh ghost.
Oh.
And imagine a Lucy ghost and a Josh ghost.
Teaming up together.
But I feel like there's
Ruining
still
Ryan's
hate.
life.
There's still hate between Lucy and Josh. I don't think there's love there.
No.
Maybe there's just brother-sister friction, you know.
I'm with you, Sam.
You get on my nerves,
I
blah,
don't-
blah.
I don't.
I don't know. What's the chat saying? Let's see. People think Josh is alive. Wow. Okay. Because he would have just been limp, and no one would have been able to help him down.
And think the mom, she doesn't look that strong. I don't think she could carry
Yeah.
his dead body.
I don't know. You guys. That's such a good one. I thought it was funny though how she just gave us the whole entire breakdown. Like she had the phone behind her back, so I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you had to do what you had to do for Ryan, you know, because he killed your sister, and like that sucks." And I thought she was gonna like get his confession. I thought she was taping it, and then when I saw she was calling 911, and then she did the like James Bond villain thing, which is like to explain everything that you know that you think the villain did. I was like, "Why are you saying that to him? You're only gonna make him mad." Yeah, and then here he comes trying to kill you. I was like, Nancy, come on.
Or I'm like, someone obviously picks up from 911. You call 911, they say hello. And nobody, nothing, and no one showed up at the end. I mean, they showed up at the end, but it wasn't like, you know, like, hey, we
like,
gotta
quick,
get there.
quick.
There's something going on. It was like, bam, 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 bam. And then, oh, he got fried. Let's figure out why he got fried. Like, no one came in time.
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah.
We still have, I forgot his name, but the chief at the police station.
Yeah,
we
McGinnis.
McGinnis. We haven't seen him on the canvas in a very long
I'm like,
time.
they were in his office, but where was he?
Because I'm thinking Karen was with Nancy. I don't know, unless McGinnis took the body for some weird reason.
Interesting.
Because he's more connected to Lucy's. We always thought he was connected, but he's really invested in her case now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Quickly, another thing I'm invested in is I'm kind of liking Ace's new love interest, Dominique.
Did you guys think she was a love interest? Because they were like flirting, kind of hating each other, like kind of.
Yeah. Did you not see when Dominique was at the computer and then Ace and her going back and forth, and then Nancy looks between them two, like, okay, what's going on? I think there's a love interest happening between them.
Interesting. That's funny because he was like, I have enemies there. She was like, at the library? That was the best.
I don't know. Are they?
At the library? Well, you know, sometimes attraction is like that. It's a little tension at first, and then
like he wouldn't not go to France because of that girl.
No, I just think he wasn't in the Lauren like that to go to France.
I was low-key thinking it was Nancy, because when they were reading the love letters, he was like saying it in a way, and then he like kind of looked at her, and then she was like, yeah, and like continued the thing.
Yeah, I could see that too, because he is kind of puppy dog about her. Like he opened the computer and was like, I did that thing like you asked, and found out the coordinates or whatever. And she was like, oh thanks, because she just used everybody doing stuff for her. But he was like, I did that thing that you wanted.
Yeah, he does do a lot of stuff for her, and he does it very puppy dog. He does it very fast too.
Yeah.
We always thought, okay, the reason why he's helping the Drew crew out is because he wants to fit in, but who knows? It could be for something more.
Maybe it's growing into something else, since he knows Nick doesn't have his time, and now he's trying to.
I'm gonna ship it. You're gonna ship Nancy
because
Ace.
Nancy, I love this.
Nace.
Nancy.
Oh,
Nace. It's Nace. It's Nace.
So we're over Laura and Ace. We're done with that.
I never liked that.
didn't
I
either.
especially didn't like it this episode. I was not here for it. She was super annoying to me. I just was like, girl, bye.
It was clearly a brief relationship, or a booty call type thing. It wasn't a real love thing.
And I just think I'm still suspicious of Laura.
She didn't get that memo, girl. She did not.
I'm just still suspicious of her, because suddenly she's just going to drop her sister's case. Like, the Hudsons, they're murderers, and the police are going to just figure it out. I'm all done. And then, did she drop her inheritance too? Like, that
She dropped the inheritance?
Well,
I thought she was
something weird. Like, she's not fighting for it.
Yeah.
She's just like, whatever. I'm going to go live
Paris.
my happy life. But it's like,
I don't know. She could still be in town, and she could have taken the body, because people think, okay, now she's long gone. I mean, I know that scene happened after Josh was gone, but I don't know. Maybe she's not really going to be off the canvas.
Right.
So, it's a couple of theories. Well, that leads us into our special segment of Whodunit with Sam.
Yes, so we do a special segment where we found out who done it.
Well, so yeah, it was all Tiffany.
Oh,
now it's all Lucy.
So now we're going to rewind. Instead of Tiffany, who we think murdered Tiffany, we're going to talk about who murdered Lucy. And Kay, who do you have in mind?
I am going to go with the mom. I'm going to go with Ryan Hudson's mom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Ryan Hudson's mom because I'm going to say that my tangenty idea that Lucy was assaulted or had some kind of, not tryst, but something went down with her and the dad, I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to say the mom wanted to put the kibosh on that.
Okay.
That's good.
How about you, Chelsie?
I don't know. For a while, I was kind of thinking maybe Lucy's mom might have had something to do with it, just because, or maybe she witnessed it, and then that's why she's so traumatized. But I think she was there that night that Lucy was killed. I don't
Wow.
know. Just a theory.
That would be messed up.
And that explains why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So we'll see. We will, and then maybe that's why she took Josh's body, or her and Josh, or she helped Josh escape because she's trying to cover up.
That Josh did it?
Oh, maybe. Is that your theory?
That's going to be my theory. I think Josh did it. Mom and Ryan saw it happen, and then Mom got traumatized for it. Ryan ran away, and the mom was just trying to make sure that everything was happy-go-lucky for the rest of Josh's life.
So we have the same killer?
No, you're so right, because what happened was Josh knew that Lucy and Ryan were going to meet up. So he comes to confront Ryan, things get crazy intense, and then Josh accidentally kills Lucy, and then the mom witnesses it, and so that's why Lucy is still haunting Ryan, because he's not coming clean. He's not telling the whole story.
Why wouldn't he, though? Why wouldn't he be? He has power, privilege, money. Why wouldn't he? The girl he loved got murdered by her brother. Why wouldn't he be like, that guy did it? Everybody would believe him. He's Ryan Hudson. And then, he would, a guy who did it would pay for her murder. Why would he not?
I don't know.
Dang.
That's good.
Unless Josh has something else on him. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Karen, I got my camera.
I love it. Well, Kay, you're on a roll. Lead us into our news and gossip.
No, news and gossip. All right, so really exciting. The thing that stood out to me in this episode was Nancy really got down and dirty with somebody and got to fight, right? So the interesting thing is that there is actually a stunt coordinator, one of the few female stunt coordinators in film on this show. Her name is Zandara Kennedy, and she's a veteran of Vancouver, and she leads the entire stunt team on Nancy Drew.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So she was saying that she thinks it's a great time to be a woman in film, and especially a woman in stunts. She's worked in X-Men, Deadpool, The Flash, a ton of other shows. She talked a little bit about her experience as a woman and how that kind of gives her an advantage as a stunt coordinator, especially when she's working with the cast of women. She said, when I'm working with female cast, I can offer them insight that a male stunt coordinator will never be able to, because they've never been in a woman's body trying to do the things that we're asking them to do. So I thought it was really interesting, and it made me really have more of an eye when I see stunts and that whole thing unfold. So anyway, props out to her. I think that we'll probably throw a picture up of her. She has a really cool picture where she's like standing in fire.
Oh, wow.
But she's been a stunt performer for a long time, and she's also a driver, and she was talking about one of her favorite things to do is drive Nancy's car, that little cute car that she got from her
that's
mom.
so
Is really
cool.
fun. So yeah.
All right. Thanks, Kay.
Yeah.
Well, quickly before we leave, let's get into our predictions. I know we kind of already got into it when we're playing the game, but Samantha, we'll start with you. What do you think is going to be happening?
I feel we're going to discover where the mom was. We're going to figure out where Patrice is lying, and then we're going to figure out where Josh's body is, since we don't know where the body went.
Yeah. Well, I think my fingers are crossed that we can get some best drama next time. I want to see that whole like love triangle situation go down. You guys know how I feel. I mean, I don't even think that she should be with Lizbeth. I think she should just go for what she knows and try and get into the Marvin family. She's worked this hard. She might as well go the rest of the way. So.
We'll see. Well, I think we're going to get some George and Nick time. Because Beth, at the end of the episode, was like...
Norge?
She's like, I see the way you two look at each other. We'll see. I know that we have some Nancy and Nick fans. I'm still holding on to it, but I think we're going to get some George and Nick.
Yeah, I'm George and Nick. I'm George and Nick. Yes, when she said that, I was like...
Well,
because that look she gave too at the end, she was like,
She's like, I know, I'll do it. All right. Well, that was the episode. Before we leave, Sam, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me on Instagram at @storyof_Samantha.
And you guys can find me at HostK on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chelsie Overocker and on Twitter at Chels Overocker. Thank you guys so much for watching the after show for Nancy Drew. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.